Hey everyone, welcome back to 100 for Life. My name is Dan, and I am on day 3 of my pre-surgery diet. The surgery I'm talking about is weight loss surgery, specifically Roux-en-Y gastric bypass, and I'm actually going to touch on what that is a little bit in this video. So, day 3 on my OptiFast meal plan that my surgeon set up for me has gone pretty well. A lot better than day 2. If you haven't watched day 2's video, I recommend you go back and check it out. It was definitely interesting and had some effects the first 2 days on the diet. Day 3, though, feel a lot better. I feel a lot more here. I'm thinking clear. I'm able to focus better, better mood, and things are really looking up and really staying positive. Both me and my whole family, everyone's really doing great, and we're really starting to get into the swing of this pre-surgery diet, which hopefully will lead into a swing into the post-surgery diet where things are really going to change in an even more drastic way for the rest of my life. So, I said I'm having Roux-en-Y gastric bypass, and that's kind of a mouthful. What that is it is one of the 2 primary forms of weight loss surgery still done in the United States. There are still other forms that are done in the US and other places like Lap-Band, but it's not quite as, those aren't quite as popular anymore. Right now we pretty much stick to, or so I've been told, and my research has led me to believe, Roux-en-Y gastric bypass, but what's even more popular than that is a vertical sleeve gastrectomy, which I am not having based off what I felt was right for me and what my surgeon felt was right for me. I'm having a Roux-en-Y gastric bypass done laparoscopically, which means that instead of one big long incision, actually I imagine it would be like this, and they open me up and go in and do surgery, they're actually going to do it through 6 small little holes across my abdomen, which will make for a lot faster healing process and a lot less complications. So, what is involved in a Roux-en-Y gastric bypass? Well, they go in initially and they cut away a large portion of your stomach, more than they do during a vertical sleeve. After gastric bypass, my stomach will be about the size of an egg. Some people say the size of a thumb, so between a thumb and an egg, depending on which doctor you're talking to. So that means that my stomach will no longer be able to hold hardly any food, only an ounce or 2 at a time, for a very long time. Eventually, we'll stretch out and get a little bigger, and I'll be able to take in some more food, but it will never be the same size that my stomach is now, which is a good thing. An interesting fact about Roux-en-Y gastric bypass is they actually leave the rest of your stomach in there. It has blood flow and everything attached to it. It just isn't really hooked up to the plumbing anymore. So, other than the small pouch about the size of an egg, that is what my stomach will be, they make what is called a roux-lim, which is a fancy term for a rerouting of part of my small intestine. They bypass the initial part of the small intestine that connects to the stomach, and they put a new piece of small intestine up there. And the reason they do that is because the first part of your small intestine, and we have a blog post about this too in much more detail and pictures, and we'll probably even do a really in-depth video on it in the future. But you have your roux-lim, which is what attaches to your pouch. And the reason it does that is the original part of your small intestine absorbs a lot of calories and your nutrients. And Roux-en-Y gastric bypass is not just a restrictive surgery, it's also a malabsorption surgery. What that means is that I will not be digesting and taking in and absorbing as many calories, but also as many nutrients as I was before. So the restriction of the calories, or the malabsorption of the calories, will increase my weight loss, but it makes it to where I will also have to take high-level multivitamins and eat really nutrient-rich foods for the rest of my life to avoid malnutrition, which is a possible side effect of this and honestly any weight loss surgery. So, as I said, Roux-en-Y gastric bypass works on 2 levels. Restricts how much you can eat with the small pouch, and it restricts how much nutrients and calories you absorb, as opposed to a vertical sleeve where they just remove, and actually remove, most of your stomach and leave a sleeve about the size of a banana, I believe, in there. We picked Roux-en-Y because it has a higher weight loss total than the vertical sleeve. It does have a higher chance of side effects and some more potentially dangerous side effects than the sleeve. And honestly, I think a lot more insurances are willing to cover the sleeve nowadays than they are the Roux-en-Y gastric bypass, because it's a shame that it's not just a choice between you and your doctor what's best for you. Nowadays, it's also a choice of what your insurance company thinks is best for you. But after an 8-month-long battle, which we'll also talk about in a blog post and another video on what the process was to get to this point where I'm about to have weight loss surgery, your insurance company is going to play a big role probably in what you get to have, when you get to have it, and what your pre-surgery appointments and pre-surgery plan is, which for me involved 6 months of doctor's appointments and weight loss and a whole rigmarole of things that I had to go through. But we're here. Surgery's in a few days, August 21st, 2018, and I'm really excited about it and really looking forward to it, and so is my family. We already have our meals planned for the first week. We're already purchasing meals. I still got to get my baby utensils and some other things. Got my multivitamins in, and we'll do a whole video on what multivitamins I picked and what other options there are out there. And we're going to do a great video, I think, on what I'm taking to the hospital, so that way you guys can be prepared in the future on things that you might want to take to the hospital too. So we've got a lot of really great content coming up for you soon as we prep to get ready for my surgery, and even immediately beyond, and hopefully way beyond my surgery for the rest of our life. We're going to have some really great content for you guys. So you know what, if you like tonight's video, go ahead and press the like button. And if you want to see what we have coming up and are looking forward to following this journey with us, why don't you go ahead and hit subscribe. And you can follow us on 100forlife.com as well. We really look forward to sharing our journey with you guys. And feel free to leave any comments or questions below. And we'll answer as many of you guys as we can. And maybe we'll even do a video with some of your guys' questions. So thank you again for watching.